Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash the subscribe button? And before we get started, as always, I'm not a doctor. Don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey. So please do your homework first before you get started, and hopefully you'll have a good weight loss result like I'm currently having. And yeah, so welcome to another Monday Live, I guess. Today is the 15th of July. And once again, I'm over here in the adjacent city where I live called Fitchburg, Massachusetts. This is called Leominster and Fitchburg. We're right next to each other, and it's referred to as the Twin Cities. And I don't know who came up with that name, but I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, so once again, I'm at Burbank Hospital. My wife has had another infusion shot. This is appointment number uh, 13 for this month, and two more to go. So she's got one coming up on the 24th and one coming up on two more Mondays after this, and hopefully that's it for a while, other than the two next month. So yeah, she's been feeling a lot better. I know she's getting a lot of energy back, and she's not having those episodes anymore. And yeah, so just taking one day at a time. I'm still looking for a job, the right job, but we got enough money to get by and everything. It's just to make extra. That's all it is. Just in case I want to do something different, and I'm not feel like I'm penny pitching out of a bill just to go do something. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine too. But yeah. So what did you think of all the things that happened this past weekend? That was quite something. I was watching that, and next thing I know, everybody saw what happened, and won't really talk about what actually happened, but I'm sure you guys, gals know what I'm talking about. Just say prayers for the family, because we don't really need that in this country. And, continue prayers for my wife, Donna, that she continues to feel better, and that sort of thing. So today is the 15th, as I said. We usually got about a 4 hour wait. Maybe it might not take so long where she's been feeling really good. If she doesn't need a shot, she'll be out of here within about an hour. But like she said, and no matter what, if she goes in here and they'll check her blood level, and they'll check her blood pressure and all that good stuff, her temperature, and if she needs an infusion shot, she gets one, and then she's here another hour, an hour and a half after that. And if she doesn't need any, they'll check it, and then she's usually out of here within an hour and a half. So it's an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes three, four. It all depends. But yeah, there was one time I was here 6 hours with her because they were behind on appointments. But when I came there today, there wasn't that many cars in the parking lot, and so I figured, okay, maybe she can be in and out of here on time. But she told me, she said, Ron, it doesn't matter if I get there at quarter of or 1:30 or 2:30. If my appointment's at 1, they take you at 1. They don't take you early. So this is what I got to contend with every time I bring it down here. But yeah, so thank you so much for all your prayers. So it's really, really hot today. The heat index is well over 100. The humidity is like 75. When the humidity hits around in the 70s, it's very oppressive, and the air quality is really, really bad. So I elected to just stay in the house today. I'm in the car with waiting for my wife to finish up her appointment. And I normally would like to be doing all kinds of walking activity and all that, but it's just too hot for me to go walking. I'm not going to take a chance with the poor air quality. So what I've got going on at the house there, I made two shapo recipes today. One was in a jalapeno pepper with bacon. Came out really good. I got it filmed. I got to edit it. And then I made another one with mozzarella cheese. Got it filmed. I got to edit it. And those will be going up at the end of the month. Now, we just completed week 202 update. We had a good week. We lost 8 pounds this past week. I feel really good. I contributed that to just being really careful when I was eating, and that sort of thing. And of course, I didn't do a lot of walking last week, but I managed to get some walking in, and felt really good about that. Just trying to figure out what your name is here. Okay, well, check the chat type. Like, how you doing? That's real. Where are you from? I'm from Leominster, Massachusetts, and yeah, we're from North Central Massachusetts, and it's very, very hot out here today. And again, I'm at the hospital waiting for my wife to finish up a doctor's appointment. I'm going to be, yeah, I did a live video last week there, but I just kind of figure out on my YouTube channel, like what time would be a good time to go live where I could get the most views. And I went like late in the afternoon, but we only got one or two people that watched my video and then watched it later. So maybe for me, I just got to figure out what time might be work best for everybody. I might try doing a later one at nighttime, but the problem with that is like most of the time around 7 o'clock or something like that, I'll sit down and start watching a couple of episodes of MASH, and the next thing you know, I'm conked out and I'm done for the night, and then I get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on that later on down the road. But I made two shapo recipes today. Those will be going up on the channel there for the end of the month, and I still got one or two more to finish out the month. And then after that, in August, there I'm going to continue with the shapo recipes, but we're just going to do like maybe we'll slow it down to like maybe three a week, maybe like every other, like maybe a Monday, Wednesday, and that sort of thing there. Whatever the 3 days are, divided up by the three, and we'll do it that way probably, or maybe one or two a week. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. But I bought that Shavel recipe booklet, and it makes 800 recipes, and I've only got about 12 of them done out of that book, plus all the other ones that I made on my own. And basically, chapels are they're just a little small little mini dash that you use, and it can be any kind of cheese that you want of your choice. And most of the time, it's just a half a cup of cheese or a fourth of a cup of cheese, and then one egg, and then whatever you want to put into it for ingredients is, regardless of it be 1 or 2 tablespoons of almond flour or coconut flour, depending on what if you're not allergic to the flours. And then you just mix it all in together with like if I'm doing uh, like a chapel, or in fact, they even make one that makes like a little small mini dash like pancakes. You could take some almond flour and stuff like that, and a little bit of baking powder, and do like pancakes and stuff like that. And I've also had one that did a mini that made eggs, but that they got destroyed last year in the flood because I had everything in my lower basement there, and I lost a lot of that stuff. And so I definitely want to get all that stuff again, at least a little bit at a time. And yeah, and so today, like again, we're not doing too much walking today, but tonight and the couple of towns over, we're gonna they got concerts every Monday and every Wednesday night, and they hadn't been over there for one of their concerts yet, and I thought maybe tonight would be the perfect night to go over there because it's really warm today. And not only that, it's at nighttime. And what's nice about that is they start at 6 and they get done at 8, so that'll work a lot better for Donna and I. And the other thing about that is I might film part of it, go tonight and throw up a couple of segments on the channel live, so I'll be watching for those. And yeah, tomorrow night we got the Colonial Band starting up. Hopefully they'll be okay at the small park that we go. Otherwise, they move it into the city hall if it rains. And I'm not filming that this year, but I may film it anyways just to have my own video. But I'm not going to share it out with the studio. If the studio is not there covering it, I told the manager I'd do it, and just because I've done all that stuff there since 2008, and it's all volunteer, and I'm not doing any more of that stuff volunteering. I want to get paid for it. I learned very very complex programs like Premiere and After Effects and Filmora and it'll in Final Cut Pro. And a lot of those programs are very, very hard to learn. You got to have a lot of patience to be sitting in front of the computer and edit video. And I'm using multiple cameras and an audio device that gives you the better audio. And you swap out the audio and you match everything all up and sync everything together. It is a lot of work putting it together, and then making the video cuts and putting titles in and everything. Make sure all your spelling is correct. And so I mean, when I'm doing that, it typically a 2 hour concert would take me 20 hours, and you can see it's a lot of work just to get it ready for TV production. And if they're not going to pay me for it, I'm not doing it no more. So that's another reason why I left the studio. And of course, the city stuff, I just got so tired and fed up with the city stuff, beyond belief. I said I'm not even doing that anymore. Every time I turn around there, they want something from me, and they I know you got to thank you half the time, and a lot of the stuff that the organization that I was involved in, that lately they hadn't been calling me up, or at least letting me know what's going on and not including me in anything. So I figured to myself, well, if you feel that way about me, then my time to you is not valuable no more, then you don't need me no more. So I pretty much walked away from that. I'll see one of the chairmen that's in charge of that at the end of the month there when they do Starburst, and if he asks me, are you all done? I'm just going to say, yeah, pretty much. I don't want to go back there anymore. And I did an awful lot of work for them, and I've been involved with that since 2008, since I came back from Plymouth. And yeah, it's just it's an awful lot giving up your life to the city and volunteer work. Yeah, it's fine, but the problem is like my friend Rocky was saying, you when you volunteer, you give away too much. What I mean by that is you spread yourself out too thin, and you get to a point where you get just too frustrated with everything. So over the last year and a half, I realized that people were just taking too much of an advantage of me, and I said, no, enough is enough. I'm not doing it no more. So I decided to leave altogether, and I just went off to do my own direction, which is basically what I'm doing now, concentrating on my weight, my wife's health, my health, and the stuff I really like to do, which is Friday night, I volunteer at the charity for the bingo hall. And we all get along really good there, and I can take days off anytime I want, no questions asked. And I can play anytime I want. The reason why I do the volunteer is she gets a night out, chance to win some money, and I get to play and talk to everybody, and I get it's a night out for us, and we just can't afford it anymore. The two of us to be playing like that, and everything's so expensive. And it goes, oh my God, I just loaded up my freezer, all kinds of meat, got a lot of kind of meals to have in between that are healthy for me and for Donna. And and that pretty much killed my budget for this month. Especially the computer wiped me out a couple $100 this month, and so I got that all fixed, and that's all working pretty good. And so I'm just kind of like waiting to see what happens with everything. I applied for jobs like for McDonald's and those type of places there, but nobody's called me up yet. Yeah, Walmart's and because Hannaford's there, but I think they must have some type of non-rehiring policy when you leave or whatever, because they never bothered recalling me back. And I left there because of my hip. I had to have the replacement on my hip, and they never rehired me back. So, and I never did anything wrong to discredit them or anything. I love that job, but they went another direction, which is fine. And then I had a job which for 3 days it lasted, and I couldn't do it because it was too physically demanding for me. It was like lifting 40 to 50 pounds, like at least 15, 20 times a day, picking your orders, loading them on the truck, and then go back and drive into all those locations. You're talking 20, 30, 40, 50 miles away from where you're actually starting your work. And at my age, I can't be doing that. And I realized that after I got the hire, which is too bad because they were willing to work with me for hours. But where Donna I had all these extra added appointments with Donna because there's no way they would have kept me anyways. And and then, of course, there was two other companies that wanted to hire me, but the hours are really stinky hours. I mean, they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start your day for 5. Okay, that's fine. But then go home at 8 o'clock and then come back at noontime and finish up at 6 o'clock at nighttime. Sometimes 7 or 8, depending on how far they're behind. I goes, well, what the heck kind of a life is that? I go, these are for these the Mart. We have what's called I don't know about your city or town, but in Massachusetts we have what's called Mart, and it's a great company. Okay, they drive. It's a bus company that they drive the big, the big seater buses and the smaller ones, and the smaller ones are like boxes, like a box car. And I was going to be driving one of those. I passed the driving test and all that stuff there, and and I say to myself, you're picking up people, you're bringing them to wherever they want to go, and in some cases you're actually waiting for them, and if they're elderly, you assist them off and onto the van, and that would have been a great job too. But if they would just offered me like 4 hours in the morning or 5 hours, that's all I wanted to do, 4 or 5 hours in the morning. I didn't want to work any more than that, but they said no, because they're union, They said okay, and I said, well, if I can't get these steady hours what I'm looking for, I was only looking for like 20 hours a week anyways. And that's why I wanted to go back into one of those stores again, but I didn't want to sell lottery tickets or anything like that, because that depresses me when I see people come in all day buying up scratch tickets. And I said, where are you guys getting the money from buying scratch tickets? And I can't even afford a loaf of bread. My gosh. Because it's like that on Friday nights when I'm selling charity tickets. People will buy a bunch of charity. I see people spending hundreds of dollars at a whack, and I said, "Boy, wait, you can afford to give that much money away to charity just to win a couple $100?" And I goes, "I don't." I says, "I don't get it. I try not to judge, but I know what I see. And but it is what it is. But I'm having a good week so far this week. Donna's having a good week, and hopefully she won't be here that long, and." I'm just would encourage you guys to just take one day at a time, one day as it comes, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I did go walking a few times last week. Not as, yeah, I did walking yesterday. I went walking to the downtown district, and I noticed over there at the lower common area where they just recently renovated the area, they put these cheesy looking tables up all the way around. And I said, they spent over $1 million here to renovate that whole damn project over there, and they got trees all around now with bushes, and they got too much open space. They put the cheapest looking tables, and not only that, they bolted them down to the ground, mind you, and with the chairs that are bolted down to the ground, they put chains around the chairs so nobody would steal the chairs. They crack me up. I goes, and then you got a big, humongous open space to the left of it, and I'm saying to myself, no shaded area. The shaded area now is all the way around the outer perimeter, and then when you they had room in there for a gazebo. I don't know why they wanted to put a gazebo in there. Maybe they didn't want the homeless to be using it or whatever. But I mean, that would have been a perfect little spot right in the corner over there on the left side to put a nice, gazebo up. But he wanted most of that area opened up for like an ice skating rink for the. They put like an ice skating pond in there for the winter time when it's cold enough to have that in the winter time. But I'm not too happy with the overall design, and I did go to the Doyle Estate a couple of times for the this past week. I didn't see any more deer, but my friend Frank goes up there every morning, and he spotted a couple of deer yesterday morning that came up to him pretty closely. But he goes down there like at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning when it's still dark out. I'm in La La Land at that time. I'm not, and even if I'm not, I haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet, and I'm not. I don't go. I did one time. I went down there in the dark, and that was like just before the winter solstice on the 22nd of December. When it was dark, they had candles set up all the way around the outer perimeter, like a path to go walking through it. And then they had a big bonfire over there where the pond usually where the pond is, and they were toasting marshmallows and everything. And this isn't, it was like 10 degrees outside, and I just wanted to see what it was like and what that was. And now that I know what that's like, I'm not going to go back and do another one in the wintertime. But it was just kind of different to see all that going on. And to my amazement, they must have had about 200 people going through that thing. It goes, holy crowley. So the one of the trustees, which is the head trustee, she came out and they did like a winter prayer for the solstice there thing there, and then at a certain hour, that's when everybody went out on location, and I just did a quick walk around, and that was before I had my other hip out, and I had my cane with me, and yeah. So I don't need the cane no more. That's going really good. I can actually tie both of my own shoes and put both of my own stockings on. So we finally weighed. That was a big accomplishment. And again, losing weight, I'm down to 250 pounds, and I feel really good about that. And I'm still in an extra large shirt, and you can see how big this is on me. Now my stomach in the car, from the steering wheel to where it is, there's this much gap, okay? When I first started my weight loss journey in 2020 rather, my belly was so big it was over touching the steering wheel. That's how big I was. I was like 400 pounds in January, and so I'm going through all my files right now, and I'm cleaning all my computer up on the desktop, and all my portable hard drives and stuff like that. And what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to do a 4-year anniversary slideshow, and I want to be talking about it. What did I learn in the 4 years doing weight loss? And you're going to find it will be pretty interesting if you've been following me along. And I can't thank everybody enough for holding me accountable for my weight loss journey, because that meant an awful lot to me. In the very beginning of 2020, I was in a very bad place. I was thinking about suicidal thoughts and all that stuff there. I went to the hospital a few times to get me under control. When I started losing all my weight, I got that all went away, and we found out a lot of my issue was just my weight, but my hips eventually needed to get replaced. And then once that all happened, and it's probably around, I'm going to say around January, about February 2021, I started not having sleep apnea no more, or the depression started going away. I started feeling really good. I was getting out there a lot. I was walking in the good days, the bad days. days I couldn't walk because it was too icy. I joined the gym and I was going down to the gym, and I did an awful lot of that, and I was really conscious of what I was eating and making a lot of low carb keto foods. And eventually, I got off of keto, do a carnivore, do some keto meals once in a while, do maintenance once in a while, and then once in a while I'll have just a regular meal. And but I'm very careful on what I've been eating, and that's how I've been very successful with where I am right now at 250 pounds. Now, when I was down to 200 pounds, I didn't feel comfortable. And I said, I wanted so badly to get down to 180. And when I was at 200, I had my face is very wrinkly, and I looked like I was very sick. And I goes, I don't feel right. So when I had my weight down to like when it fluctuated back up to 220 or 230, and I'm only like 20 pounds away from 230, that's where I felt more comfortable with my weight. So that my new goal going forward is going to be 230, 220, and that's it. I want to cap it off at that. And again, you do what's right for you as far as what your goal weight is. But that's my goal weight is that, and I only hit 200 pounds twice in my since I've been oh God when I went to junior high school back in the 1970s. That's the last time I was 200 pounds. So I've been pretty much 400 pounds all my life, and right up until, and I could have been even higher than that because I was in a 6X shirt at one time, and my pant size was like size 60, and I was heading to 6 feet under when had I not done anything about my weight. So that's why it's very important to get healthy, get feeling good about yourself. I'm off of I don't take any medication whatsoever. Um, and I feel really good. I can't thank everybody enough for that. The only thing like right now is just what's going on with my wife. We do make enough money for the month, but we ran out of cash about a week before we get our next check, and here it is. Not even 2 weeks into the month there, and I'm already struggling. But that's okay because we never been homeless, and I've always had electricity. May not have the cable bill a couple of times, but if you don't have your cable, it's not the end of the world, and that sort of thing. But it is what it is, and so I'm trying to see if I can set up a game night like we used to do with Anne Marie. She hasn't been online in a while. I hope she comes back and does some more video again. But if you guys and gals would be interested, let me know in the comments and to show more. We could do like words on stream, but the problem with that is words on stream is like a Scrabble word. They have a Scrabble word, and you got to just type in the word and guess it. And then when you start hitting certain levels, you could get like she does. When you hit a certain level, she does a cash off, which she'll give you a little bit of cash, and that would be eventually the goal. And we'd have to set up 1 or 2 nights a week for that. And it's easy enough to set up, but the problem that I'm having is when I go to play on my computer, it will not let me use the computer keyboard. So I have to either do it on my mobile phone when I'm typing in the words or my iPad. And I don't know why it won't let me use my own keyboard on my own computer. And also when I had the office laptop last week, I was trying out the game over there, and it would not let me use the game that on top of that. So if that's how the ones that are using that particular game doing it, I don't know why that. Now I've used my own computer, but the software out there called OBS, and I may try that and see whether or not that might be the solution to that problem. Because I prefer to type in everything on my own computer and use the mouse. And so that's the reason why you never saw me really use that game. I had it set up a couple of times where I was just horsing around with it. And but there's other games that we could probably play. Maybe do like a bingo night or something like that, or I could set up some type of a slot machine on the line, and I'm thinking about running a 24-hour music playlist on the channel there just to get some watch hours in, because I know some other YouTubers are doing that too. And I got some really nice non-copyrighted music for nice, subtle, relaxing music with some videos I could put up that I own myself. But that's what we got going on today. So I'm just going to check the chat really quick and see who's on there. Hey, Tamika, how you doing today? Hey, Linda. Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Upbeat, upgrade. Slay Joe, hey, come to India. Oh, come to India. Why would I want to come to India? I probably could. It probably would feel safer. My cousin Peter actually just last year he lived in D.C. and they sold his house, and him and his wife did. He ended up moving to Africa, of all places, and he said he loves it over there, because the cost of living out there is a lot cheaper, and the home housing is a lot cheaper. He bought a house, he paid cash, and he's and he doesn't have all the baloney that was going on in D.C. when he was living up there. You know what I'm talking about with the political realm and everything, and. Yeah, it's almost as bad as when Donna and I, we lived in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and the cost of living there was about 30-40% higher than it was here. And we live in Leominster. And Leominster is in north central Massachusetts, in case you don't know where it is. But yeah, so I've been rattling off for about 20 minutes. So what we're going to do now is just wait for Donna to finish up. And I'm probably gonna, I got to edit those two videos to put them up on the channel, and then around 5 o'clock, Donna and I are gonna head out to the summer concert series for tonight. I'll film out live a little bit of that to show you guys what they have over there at that particular place. It's a beautiful park. It's in Sterling, Massachusetts. They got a nice gazebo way far in the back, and they got trees all the way around. They got benches all the way around, tables. I usually bring my fold-up chair, and I'll use. I just bought a new folding chair last week that I really like. I got it for $20 at Walmart, and that's about it. But everything's going good. Everything's going good with the cat, and I can't. Again, I'm going to let you guys go. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for supporting me and supporting my channel, and. If you feel generous, I do have a Cash App on my where it says the extra link on my channel. You're welcome and hit me up with a couple of dollars for a coffee. But if you don't, it's no big deal. I understand that too. And eventually, my channel will be monetized when we get a little more watch hours. I need about. I had when I left the house, I had 20. No, I had 1,820 subscribers. So 23 subscribers. So we picked up 20. Well, actually 18 subscribers overnight. So that tells me my channel, there's a lot of interest in the channel. A lot of people love what I'm putting up. And the watch time hours, I need about 1,700 more to hit to 4,000. And then the channel becomes monetized. So if you know how to run one of my playlists, just go on to one of my Shuffles playlist or one of my weekly update playlists and just kind of like run it as a little bit for me. That would definitely help me out. But I'm going to let you guys, gals, go. Thank you for coming along this afternoon. And every now and then I'll do a pop-up live like this when I just feel like chatting. It's fun, let you guys know what's going on. It's going, like I said, be down to 250, feel really good. I'm going to continue losing weight this month. And on August 17th, that'll be our 4-year anniversary. And August 18th will be the start of the 5th year. I posted my first video on YouTube on September 1st. And yeah, and now I have over 1,000 videos posted because I just enjoy posting videos, and plus the live videos that if you want to count that into effect. And of course, then I'm still continuing putting shorts up there, the little short little video clips. And oh yeah, Donna and I bought a water gun, and the water gun blows bubbles, and we haven't used it yet. But I don't know what his reaction is going to be when we start shooting the bubbles off in that gun. So I'm going to be filming that just to give you guys some ideas about my cat and whatever. But he's okay. He's a lot. But you know what? They give you a lot of love in return. Animals, especially they give you a purpose in life to get up in the morning. Take care of your cat, your dog, your bird, your pets, or whatever you have for a pet. My neighbor has an actual rat, but that's not my cup of tea. But and I know people have snakes for pets, but they give you a sense of wanting to belong to somebody, just like if you're married and you're to a significant other, and you care, or if you got family like kids and whatever, you care for one another. That's how Donna and I always been with Oreo, and her and I with each other. Her and I have been together for 43 years now, and we're coming up to 44, coming up in next April. So I'm hoping I can have at least a few more years with her, because when that day happens, it'll be awful, and I don't like to think about it, and I'm not going to worry about it till it happens, but it does eat at me at night, time to time. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have an amazing day. And if anybody that hasn't told you this, you guys are amazing. And thank you for stopping in to my chat. Don't forget, I got a Facebook support group, Ron's Keto Cafe Support. You're welcome to go over there. You can share some of your links over there if you want to. And yeah, and I got my birthday coming up on August 1st. I'll probably have a birthday party online, and that'll be kind of fun. But anyways, you guys have an amazing day, and talk to you on the next video. I'll be watching for some more updates and some more my chapel recipes that play every day at noontime. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy your day. And if anybody hasn't told you this, you guys are amazing. Love you guys.